Well, welcome back. My name is Sam or Erfaren, whatever you want to call me. And today, we are going to turn our attention still to town in a way, but more specifically to right here. Because for over a year now, I've been talking about building a couple of big boats, and I haven't built a single one yet. So today, what we're going to do is we are going to transform this area right here. And we're going to go ahead and put in a new dock and a boat, and honestly, maybe a couple boats. Well, we'll see what we get up to, but we're going to get a couple boats here just to give this area some more life, make it feel more like a port in a busy town, which is exactly what it should feel like. So we've got quite a bit of things that we need to collect for this, but luckily, I think at least when it comes to this dock area, we've actually got most of what we probably need already, just because it's a lot of stone brick and mossy stone brick. And so I know we've got a bunch of this around, but the thing that I still need to figure out is what we're going to do with this little dock house, because if I'm not mistaken, we still have a mending villager in here. And considering we've got all those mending villagers up there at the library, I think we're probably good to let him go, and then we can build something else here along the docks. But yeah, we'll have to figure that out. He might just get set free, and he might get to be the first roaming villager that just joins this village, which is something I do want to do. Obviously we've got just a little bit of a problem when it comes to villagers. So, you know, if we could get a couple villagers out and roaming around and maybe get rid of the rest, I think that would help a lot with some of the issues with FPS I experience over here. So that's for a future time, though. We're not going to worry about that today. Like I said, what we're going to worry about is getting this all sorted. So I think maybe the first thing... Oh, hold on. I forgot that I updated to 1.21.11. Oh, we've got a Nautilus. Okay, hold on. Complete change of plans. Do we have any pufferfish at all? Oh gosh, I might not have even taken my own advice. I made a whole video talking about how, you know, we should collect pufferfish before the new update, and I didn't even do it. Let's go see if we have any. Otherwise, we're gonna need to do some exploring to get some pufferfish and get ourselves a Nautilus. What do we got over here? Anything? Oh, we got 24. That is a lot of pufferfish. Okay. Nice. Hey, I was prepared. Look at that. Okay, let's go snag this guy. I want one of these Nautilus so bad. Hopefully it didn't despawn while we were gone. Please still be here. Please still be here. Nautilus, did you leave me? Oh, did it leave? Hold on. Did it leave? It might have. Oh, dang. Okay, well, we got the stuff anyway, so we're gonna go find ourselves a Nautilus. And hopefully it'll just be nearby. I mean, obviously that one was able to spawn in chunks that we'd already loaded, so maybe we'll have another chance at finding one as we get out here, maybe toward this area. I don't know, we'll stop here and we'll take a look. Any Nautilus around here? Not that I can see. Okay, let's check back this way, see if any have had some time to spawn in. Oh, I just want one of these guys so bad. I can't even believe that we like found one that quick. I thought we were gonna have to like fly out and find unloaded chunks to get them to start spawning. So that was cool to see. I just hope, you know, they will come back. If I just sit here for a minute. There's a dolphin. That dolphin wasn't here earlier. Oh, there's one right there. Actually, there's a couple right here. Okay, so how you get a Nautilus is you take some pufferfish and you feed it to the Nautilus until it says that it wants to be your friend. So hopefully, yes, yep. And now we got a Nautilus. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go on a little bit of an exploration. So if you didn't know, The Nautilus allows you to swim underwater with an effect that's called Breath of the Nautilus, which I don't know why it shows the Nautilus and not me, but you can see it up in the top right of my screen right now, that allows you to breathe underwater. It doesn't actually replenish your oxygen, so like if I had lost any before we got down here, I'd still have, you know, however many bubbles left, but since I didn't lose any, we got full. But then it also has a dash, so if I don't press that button, if I go ahead and hold space, it's just like jumping with a horse, but you get an extra little speed boost from the Nautilus, and it just needs a little bit of time to recharge. But once you've got it, it's so fun. Oh my goodness. And now we can just zoom around underwater, which is so exciting. Let's go say hi to this guy's friend. So if you didn't know, there are also two other variants of the Nautilus. There's the zombie Nautilus and then the coral zombie Nautilus, which you can find in coral reefs occasionally. But those almost always, I think actually exclusively spawn with a drowned on them. So I'm sure we'll find some eventually. It just is going to be a little hard to obtain them, but I would love to if we could. But yeah, look at that. You can jump out of the water. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Okay. Well, we're going to continue our sidetrack very briefly because if we've got ourselves a Nautilus, that means I can get myself a spear. And I think getting ourselves a cool spear is exactly what we need to do today. So I'm going to actually, we're gonna take our Nautilus all the way over to the cliffside, and we're gonna go ahead and get a spear thrown together. And don't worry, we're gonna make it netherite off the bat. Get it all enchanted up and have some fun with this, because why not, right? I mean, this is so fun. And I believe if I just hop off, this one, since it's tamed, should just stay right by us. Oh, that poor guy. But it shouldn't go too far. So I'm hoping we'll just be able to walk away from it and come back and get it on our own time. Oh, that's so fun. Okay. So what we need to do now, because we are sidetracked, is we need to get ourselves a spear. And actually, I'm sure we're gonna have to make a couple if we're gonna enchant them. But let's just grab ourselves, I don't know, we'll just take a stack of diamonds, right? We'll take a stack and take a look. And then we need a bunch of sticks. I do know that I have one, at least in my inventory, but I think we're gonna need some more. Oh, tons of sticks in here. Okay. Let's hop over here. We're gonna make, I think there's a crafting bench over here. Yeah, there is a crafting bench. So we are going to go ahead and make a couple of spears and see what enchantments we can get. So sharpness, I mean, I feel like sharpness 3 isn't a bad. We'll start with that. We'll see what we get here. Sharpness 3 on breaking 3. Okay. What about another one? Another sharpness 3. I mean, I don't see why not, right? Okay. That gets us at least to sharpness 4. We've got so many levels. We can just kind of mess around with this, which is great. Okay. So I know I can get knockback, and I know there's a lot of fun you can have with knockback, but I really want lunge. But I think we may as well, let's just take it. We're just going to get ourselves down to 30 levels and see what all we can get. Oh, there's lunge. That's what I want. I wanted lunge 3. Oh my gosh, smite. Wow. I don't know if smite's what I want, but lunge for sure. Okay. And then I think this might be the last one. Fire aspect and lunge 3. Okay. We're going to take fire aspect. I think we can actually do both of those. Okay, well, sharpness and sharpness. Let's start there. Are you cheaper that way? Yes, you are. Sharpness 4 on breaking 3. Oh, we just broke that. Okay, hold on. We're going to need to make another anvil. Well, let's run over here where we still have one. And we're going to go here. And then lunge 3, fire aspect 2. I feel like that one feels crazy fun. Lunge 3, sharpness 4, fire aspect 2, unbreaking 3. Can I also put smite on it? I don't think you can. Yeah, it'll get rid of sharpness, so we don't want that at all. Can I put knockback on it? Oh, I can. Okay, so it's 27 that way or 7 that way. So we're doing that. And I don't know, what do we come up with the name for the spear? We're gonna name the spear. I don't normally name my tools, but I feel like this one's a fun one to name. So come up with a name, let me know, and I will grab one from the comments. I'm so excited about this. So So with this done, I think, yeah, we do have one netherite ingot left. Oh, actually, we could make some more. So we're going to grab that. We also need our template, which I don't. Oh, there we go. Right here. Yes. Okay. And a smithing table, which I absolutely know where one of those is, up here. With this, we've got ourselves a netherite spear with lunge 3, sharpness 4, fire aspect 2, knockback 2, and a breaking 3. Not to mention, we're going to try and throw mending on this as well. So, I absolutely cannot complain about that. Let's just take a look. Can I even still add mending to this is really the real question, isn't it? Do we have a mending book on us? Don't know that we do. Is there one in here? No. Okay, let's grab some emeralds here. I think I only really need one, but we're gonna grab some. And a book. And let's go get a mending book to throw onto this as well, because that's the last one that we really are looking for. Can I like, oh my gosh. I can charge like this, can't I? If only there was a mob to try and take out. There's a bad guy over here. We'll find one. We'll find one. Okay, let's grab ourselves a mending book. You're not my mending villager. Mending. 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 Thank you. See you later. Where's my nearest anvil? My one concern is we aren't going to have enough levels, and if that's the case, we'll just run into the end right quick as well. But I'm hoping that this will be enough. It is. Now we've got the spear done. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ooh, it takes priority. Look at that. That's interesting. Okay. Let's find a bad guy to take out. Surprised that none of them are actually spawning over here. Oh, there's some. Okay. We're going in. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Okay. Wow, that was a lot stronger than I thought that was gonna be. Let's see, what else can we take out? Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that didn't work. Ah! Okay, apparently I'm not able to hit that guy as easily. Hold on. There we go. We're getting back down there. We're finishing the job. Oh my goodness. Can I get this guy? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're done. We're done. Oh, wow, I'm riddled. The spear is awesome. I can confirm, spear is great. That was so fun. I kind of want there to be an iron golem. I wonder if it could one-shot an iron golem. I feel like this is an extraordinarily risky thing to do, though. Maybe I won't do that. I feel like that's a really good way to die. Okay, we've got the things that we need now. My Nautilus is still over there, so I probably want to bring him back over here. We've got a spear. Were there any other... I think that's kind of the big ones from 1.20, 1.11. I don't know. We could probably go fight a zombie, but I don't want to fight a zombie on a Nautilus. But is our Nautilus still here? I guess that's the next thing we can test. He better be, because I put a thing on him. Yeah, nice. Okay, we also need to name this little guy. I need to come up with a name, but we'll get to that. Let's go ahead. Let's get back on over. Actually, I take back what I'm saying. While we're over here, let's grab what we need for the dock over at the village. And then that way we can just run back over there and get the dock thrown together and get on with today. So, we are gonna need a couple of these project boxes. That looks like a great one to start with. And I'm gonna go ahead, collect the materials that we need, and let's go ahead and get this built. And with that, the dock at Arbor Ridge is complete. Now, I'm sure this will probably expand in time. And like I was saying, I still want to figure out what we're going to put in here to fill in this space. And I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe a lighthouse or something. I know Zen's house is kind of the watchtower, and Bambi's kind of serves as like the hub for fishermen, but I'm trying to figure out what we can put here that would thematically work out. But I gotta say, for it just being a simple little dock, I'm very happy with it. And it blends in perfectly with the rest of, kind of the walls that we've built around this edge. I don't know, kind of, I guess, for erosion control here. But I really like how it looks with the arches. It's very simple. And just imagine a big boat here unloading all of its wares here onto the dock to be taken up and into the shops. And believe it or not, the bottom is done. Right here, because this is connected to this large structure, I wanted to not have this go all the way down. And I don't know, I felt like it was going to look weird to take this out and have it be leaning against it. So this is being supported by some stones that are attached into kind of this half arch that is here. So that's why that one doesn't go all the way down. But these ones right here, they go all the way down into the ground. They do even have some texture in them. Not too crazy much, but at least some. But just to show, look, we've got a real little dock here. And oh my gosh, the village continues to expand. So what we need to do here, oh, look, he's made an escape. He's finally trying to figure out what to do. So what we're going to do here, now we are going to go ahead and drop in a big boat right here. And honestly, I might take some of the little boats we have over there and maybe put in one here. I don't know, maybe we'll have a couple more out at sea. But we'll at least start with the big boat here and maybe another big boat over at the cliffside before we get into the little ones. But I really like that idea. I really love how this is coming along. I mean, just, oh my gosh, it's continuing to expand, and that just feels so cool. But I think if we're going to get this boat in place, we're going to need a ton more wood, and I do not have a ton of wood. So what we get to do is, for the first time in quite some time, we get to run over here and use the automatic tree farm, which I think will be very fun. I'm sure the fastest way to do this probably is actually just, to mine some trees. Especially for spruce wood. I feel like it's much easier to just mine a couple large spruce trees than it is to use this farm. But I'm feeling inspired. I really do want to use this because I haven't touched it in a while. So I'm going to sit here, AFK for a little bit, collect a bunch of spruce, and I will see you when that is done, just for a brief moment before we get the boat put together. Jeez Louise, that was a lot of materials. But we got them now, which is great. So we are now going to finally turn our attention to this dock and the boat that we're going to build here, and the boat that we're going to build over at the cliffside as well. And finally, we'll have two large trading ships going between both of these places, along with those smaller ships we already have over at the fishing village. And who knows, maybe in time we might put some more of those over here as well. But I think without further ado, let's go ahead and get these boats put together. Well, after quite some time, we have not only one, but two pirate ships. Well, trading ships. I'm not really going to call them pirate ships that we have now added to our world, and I couldn't be happier with these. I designed these all myself, and I'm really happy with some of the details of it. They're the biggest boats I have ever built. So you see we have one here at port with the sails all stowed away, safely not moving. And then we have one that's just leaving the cliffside now and headed out to sea with the sails unfurled, everything connected here, just to show it all. And actually, one of my favorite features is on this boat. I still need to go in and do my armor stands to put in the wheel like I did on the small boats, but I have some chickens up here that are on leads and attached to actually give the sails an attachment point where a crew member or somebody working on this boat would, pull the rope and things to tighten the sails and do things with that. And I love this detail. So we've got it attached in just a few different places on each sail. It's so cool. I did not do the same thing. Oh, wow, you can see that from here. I didn't do the same thing over here because the sails were furled. So I assume, in that case, you're not really going to need to worry about the ropes and things. But for these ones where the sails are open, I wanted to make sure that they were out. And I actually don't think these little these little boxes are too obtrusive. I think they actually blend in pretty well with the overall look of it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to it at this point, but I don't really notice them aside from when little chicken faces decide to pop out. We can do a little bit of a walkthrough. So I think there's definitely still some more decorating and things to do here on these boats. But generally, I really love how they turned out. I just Googled a trade ship and I used that as my inspiration for this. And you'll see it's the exact same design for both of these. One just has open sails and the other does not. But I really like the overall design. I think we do need to do some more detail here on deck, just for, things that are actually being shipped out, or what, are there villagers on board? Do we want to have crew? I mean, we've got so many villagers over there that I think that's a really good way to do it. But something that we do have on board, and you'll see down here, is we have got a ton of things on both of these ships. Again, I think there's room for some more disorganized organization, if you know what I mean. Like it's organized chaos done on purpose, but I think there's some more room for that here. And even on the layer down below, we don't even have anything down here yet because I wasn't sure what to put here. There's still some water I need to fix over there. But overall, I really like how these all turn out. I love the natural light that comes in from those openings there and those grates. And then we do have a captain's quarters on both of these ships that just has a nice chair that we've been building all around, a good desk, some light, and some lovely windows to now have a very beautiful view of actually both places, but specifically from right here, a beautiful view of the cliffside. And if I go ahead and turn my resource pack back on, our view is suddenly way less obstructed. And I love it. And I think this is actually a fantastic place to stand and look at the base from. So next time we do any projects over there, I think this is going to be a really great place to just stand and take in the view. So I'm really happy about that. Now, the other boat is practically identical to this. It actually is identical to this. I'm not even going to say practically, aside from the sails. So we won't do necessarily a full walkthrough there. The only difference is that this one has got a plank between the two. And this just gives, more context to all of the things that are here on the dock. This is, them unloading the ship. So I think, again, we've got more room for some decoration here on the deck. Of course, we have exactly the same decoration down below. And the exact same captain's quarters over here. But I think there's, like I'm saying, definitely room for customizing both of these to be their own thing, and each tell a slightly different story while still, being a part of the same universe. But yeah, I am really happy with both of these. Oh, wow, look at how that looks. That's really cool. And I do actually have to say, even with shaders off and in the rain, they don't look half bad. Like, they really don't look too bad in the slightest. And that makes me feel good. I was kind of worried about how all of this spruce wood was going to look kind of stacked up on each other, but I think we did enough to break up the textures here using both the shelves and some of the stripped dark oak there. I think we did enough to make these work. So I'm really happy with that. But I think between now and the next time we do anything with these boats, I definitely need to get in, put in the wheels, maybe do a little bit more decoration. But I gotta say, all in all, I am so very happy with these. But yeah, there's our ships, and there is today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little foray into 1.21.11. I had a lot of fun getting our spear. I completely forgot about the fact that I had updated. So the spear, our Nautilus, I'm so excited. Please help me come up with a name for the spear and the Nautilus. I would love to have that, as well as maybe some names for the boats. I recently learned, I have no clue. I had no clue this was a thing, that you could label banners and put them in your world and they will show up on your map. I didn't know that was a thing, and I would like to credit Bambi Builds for doing that in one of her videos. I had no clue. So thank you for showing me that that is possible. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to name the boats. We're going to get some signs around, get the town named, get all of our things named. But that's for another time, another day, another episode. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you're new or find yourself coming back, consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. But regardless, thank you so much. Take care, and I will see you soon.